Hello and welcome to Rest Sports. After an eventful day one in the India versus England Test match, the stage is set for another day of gripping action. Yesterday, we witnessed a flawless half century by Yashasvi Jaiswal, a rearguard effort from Ben Stokes, and an intriguing battle between the bat and ball. But as we dissect the highlights, there's much more to explore today. Joining me today for this show are Debashish Sen and Athreo from Hyderabad, Shubhayan Chakraborty and Shomit Chakraborty. But Debashish and Athreo, over to you first. How's the atmosphere over there? There's a lot of fans coming in. Tell us about it.
See, Gandhi, I think the spectator turnout today has been significantly lesser than yesterday. It's very
Oh,
surprising because yesterday was a working day and today is a holiday. But still, we don't see, there are people coming in, but not as many as yesterday.
maybe fans want to see the parade and first, and then get to the test match.
In fact, happy Republic Day to all our fans,
Oh
all our
yes.
followers on Red Sports. But yes, there lot many England fans they are wishing us Happy Republic Day. So it's a good vibe going around the start of day two, obviously. And yes, as Atro rightly said that not many fans that have turned up compared to the first day, but I'm sure that it's going to build up.
Maybe there'll be more as the day goes on.
Yes, and Shubhayan, after analyzing the performances on day one, what adjustments do you think India needs to make now heading into day two?
I think they played a perfect counter-attacking game with the bat yesterday. A decent outing with the ball as well. Although I would have liked if they restricted England below 200 and not give away
Okay,
that
Shomik,
many
why don't
runs.
you? Okay, okay, yeah, go on, Shubhayan. You
Yeah,
were disconnected for a
yes.
second.
So I was saying I would have liked had England been dismissed under 200, but still a very decent effort with the ball and with the bat. I think the way Yashasvi and Rohit batted, especially Yashasvi, the way he batted, it was excellent to see, and looking forward to perhaps a century on very early stages of day two.
Shomik, yesterday there was a point after lunch where England struggled to score boundaries for 17 overs. Do you think it was a turning point in the test match?
I won't say it was a turning point, but it was a defining moment in this test match in the sense that, see, the way Rohit employed deep points and cut down those boundaries and took England out of their comfort zone. As we have already mentioned in this show also, that England just get a bit edgy when they are being taken out of their boundaries. So if you stop them from scoring boundaries, they will try. And unlike Indian batters, they don't use their feet against the spinners. So that is one drawback. They will they will try to stand and deliver, and they try to do that. Ben Stokes was an exception. He is a great player in his own right, and he also the sixes he hit, he uses feet. But around him there was not much batting. Joe Root let himself and his team down playing that shot. So basically, that 1 hour was the defining moment. In England, Johnny Bairstow and Joe Root could have taken the game away from India in that 1 hour. If in that 1 hour, suppose India are bowling around 17 overs and England was scoring something around 80, 85 runs, then that was clearly advantage England. That didn't happen. So that was the defining moment because you create pressure. This is test match. You create pressure and wickets will take care of itself uh, in against this England team. This team don't have a grafter, so basically that's happened.
Atreo, the spinners played a significant role on day one. How do you expect the pitch conditions to evolve now on day two?
I don't think the pitch is going to play any better because what happens generally in on such pitches where the ball turns from day one, the turn gets more intense as the match goes on. So I think the spinners will continue to play a leading role in this match. I mean, they will be bowling the more number of overs, and it's up to the Indian batters to counter that. Let's say they got off to a flying start. Doesn't mean that things are going to be exactly the same today. So England must have learned from their mistakes and they must have gone back to the drawing board and redrawn strategy. So it's going to be a new day where India will have to start from scratch. And yes, but there will
Devashish,
be turnovers.
yeah, yeah. Devashish, your thoughts, how do you think it might influence the strategies of both the batting and the bowling sides?
See, I think the Indians should play the positive manner the way Yashasvi Jaiswal batted. Means obviously that initial first session, if you can bat out that first session, then the conditions will be ideal for batting. Means the second session and third session, yes, that there will be turn, but then obviously I think that won't bother much because the turn will be slow. So I think that might actually help the Indian batters. But then the crucial fact for India will be to play out that first session without losing too many wickets. If they can go into that second session, say perhaps maybe losing 1 or 2 wickets, then they will feel confident. By that time, they might be very close to that England total. I think first innings.
Yeah. And Shubha, I'm coming back to you. Which players do you think, they need to step up from India? Who are
From
you
India,
backing?
I think the entire batting unit needs to step up. In the absence of Virat Kohli, I think Yashasvi he would like to complete his century. It's a huge test match for Shubman Gill as well. Has not gotten a lot of runs in the last few of them. So Shubman Gill for Shubman also it's a big series. And after that, Shreyas and KL and let's see how KS Bharat does with the bat as well. So looking forward to the entire batting lineup and let's see what happens. But looking forward to a good day. As Debashish said, by the time England bowlers settle down, I think Indian batters will take the team closer to that first innings total.
Shomik, similar question to you, but from England's perspective, who do you think needs to step up today?
Their bowling unit, their bowlers basically bowled darts last evening. There had been a flurry of long hops and half volleys. If you see Yashasvi Jaiswal scoring darts, so many drives first made off in the because he got those half volleys. There had been at least four pull shots because he got those long hops. So they will have to be more disciplined as far as their bowling is concerned, and they will also have to keep in mind that the game is far from over yet. Although India are in a strong position apparently, 119 for one, but then they still have they still are 117 runs behind to surpass England's first innings total. And this Indian team has a tendency to lose wickets in clusters under pressure. So first of all, England need to cut down those boundaries. They will have to cut down those boundary balls. They will have to put pressure on India, and then they will have to see what it takes them. Where they go from there, because it is imperative to cut down those boundaries.
Devashish and Atreo, a question to both of you. Considering the struggles of the fast bowlers in the opening spells yesterday, do you see them making a greater impact today? You're on mute.
Yeah. See, that depends on what kind of adjustments they make and how many overs they give to, this Mark Wood, because he's the only fast bowler over here. And having said that, he can be effective in this kind of game. He's a fresh bowler, and if he hits the deck, a deck hit is not perfect. The bounce is not uneven, but the ball is gripping. So he can be useful on this wicket. It all depends on what kind of plan they come up with. They can't bowl both sides of wickets. They have a difficulty to start with. There's a left-hander and a right-hander batting. So they will have to sort out their lines. They have to draw strategy and bowl one side of the wicket. If they do that and they build pressure, like India did in that post-lunch session yesterday, in that case, they have a chance.
Yeah,
Devashish?
I would, as I reiterated already. Means obviously they need to play positive. That's means obviously in fact all the batters means be it a Yashasvi or a Shubman. Yes, he is someone that he needs some runs. Obviously, he did not had a great series in South Africa. So and the conditions will be ideal if he can bat out that first session at least an hour. Then he will be a lot more confident. We all know that Shubman is a stroke player. Means he's a very positive guy. So I think if he gets going, then it augurs well for the Indian team. And so the key for India will be to bat out those. Bat out the first hour, means that will be initially because there will be some juice in the first hour, so which Mark would might be able to utilize. But then, having said that, the key for India remains is to play out whenever there's a ball that needs to be hit. They should not let go that opportunity. Yes, Gargi.
Yes, and Shubhayan, do you think the Indian team specifically, will continue to employ this aggressive batting strategy?
Yeah, I think so because if you look at the batting unit, all of them are stroke makers, natural stroke makers. If you leave out KL Rahul for a while, then Shreyas Iyer is a natural stroke maker. Shubman, Yashasvi, all these guys are natural stroke makers. So I think they like to feel the ball on the bat, and they will continue to do what they did yesterday. And of course, it was all not all about aggressive strokes. They were very patient with some of the spells as well. When Jack Leach came initially, they were watching him how he was bowling because he's the only experienced spinner who has bowled previously in India as well. So they were taking a look at how Jack Leach was bowling, but anything poor or anything within their range, they will smash it. They will continue to smash it today as well.
Shomik, do you believe the same, or will they go on to a more defensive approach, or is this the aggression the key for the match?
Yeah, I will come to that, but before that, a few more words on England. I think coming back to England, they need to slow down the game a bit. No point bowling 15 overs in an hour. Bowl 12 overs, bowl a negative line to Yashasvi Jaiswal, work on his patience because Jaiswal is an ultra aggressive batsman. And if you work on his patience, who knows what might happen? He might play a false stroke, he might try something silly. So, and you slow down the game. You keep India waiting. There is no point rushing things. There is no point, as I said, bowling 15 overs in an hour. That is to start with. And like Shubhan said, if you look at this Indian batting lineup, the majority of the batsmen play their shots. Jaiswal, Shubman Gill showed very good patience last evening because he was playing for time. But I think he was. I think he will get back to his natural game today. And then Shreya Iyer, he plays his shots. KL Rahul, you will get proper test match batting from him. After that, KS Varat, Ravindra Jadeja. So India will continue with their approach. I mean, they will hit the hittable balls. And the way England presented them with the hittable deliveries last evening, India won't mind. So from that perspective, I think if England uh, failed to bring in some bowling discipline, then India will score at a brisk pace, irrespective of who is out there in the middle. But from England's perspective, I would like to see them slowing the game down a bit and try to work on, especially Yashasvi Jaiswal's patience.
Yes, and Atra and Devashish, this is the time for India to capitalize and strengthen their position on day two. How do they do that? What strategies do they go forward with?
I think they should be natural cricket. They shouldn't get obsessed by the thought of playing aggressive cricket. They shouldn't take a book out of England's league. They should play their natural game. If the ball is there to be hit it. And if the ball is there to be blocked, block it. And always look for changes. Always try to rotate strike. So don't get obsessed by the thought of that we have to bat in a particular manner. We have to score this many runs in that many overs. Don't get obsessed with those thoughts. Play your natural game. Play according to the situation. Play the ball according to the play. Treat the ball what it deserves. Don't go with sprint shots. Play yourself in. There is a lot of time remaining in the test match. The bowling is no great shape. So it's a perfect opportunity for Indians to get in and then get going.
Devashish?
Yeah, I would like to add that India needs to take a considerable lead in the first innings. Means obviously um, uh, they would consider not batting twice in this test match. Means and the key will be to build partnership, build session wise. Means obviously not look too far ahead play session wise. Obviously, as Atro said, to be in a positive mindset. Do not let go the opportunities when there's a shot to be hit. Play those shots. Means play your natural game, and the key for India will be to take a considerable first innings lead. Means they should not think of batting twice in this test match.
Right. But for that, they have to get to a really big score. And to get to a really big score, they have to get themselves in first. That's what I'm saying. Don't get obsessed with the idea of attacking. Play the ball on merit.
Shubha, and how many runs do you think is a safe bet for India? Mute.
I think the way they have started, if they can go anywhere close to that 350, 400 mark, they will be very happy. And I think England won't be coming back from there.
Yeah, and Shamik, looking forward. Okay, we've lost Shamik, I believe, but
No, he's
Devash,
back.
yeah, he's loading. But
Yeah, yeah.
Devash, looking forward to a Yashasvi Jaiswal 100. That's what you said yesterday while signing off.
Very much looking forward to Yashasvi getting 100. Obviously, he's a gun player. Means obviously a youngster, positive, so much of positive energy with him. Means obviously if you notice him, means obviously, and at the same time he's a good learner. Means you could see him interacting with head coach Rahul Dravid or a Vikram Rathore, talking to seniors like Virat Kohli or a Rohit Sharma, and that is means obviously as a youngster means to be sharing the dressing room, to be picking their brains, and that is what is reflected on his batting. Obviously, he has been very positive. He has a great start to his test career, and all he needs to do is to build on this because he's a man for the future. Obviously, Yashasvi Jaiswal means obviously he is also another guy who hasn't had the great series in South Africa. But these are home conditions. He will relish these conditions. Obviously, if he can get 100 in first test match of the series, that will do a world of good to his confidence. Remember, and also the fact that the Indian team management has also entrusted the confidence in him, that speaks volumes. And spread right from Rohit Sharma, because Rohit is someone who has always backed Yashasvi, and we can see. So I for one would be looking forward to him getting a big hundred, as was the case in West Indies that first Test match in Dominica, where he scored almost more than 150 runs. So I am looking forward to Yashasvi.
And Shomik, Atro said earlier that India needs to stop obsessing over the attacking approach, but aggressive approach. But with the way that, do you think India is planning to negate baseball with baseball?
No.
But
I don't think India,
yeah,
are thinking about the baseball at all. They're playing their own game. I mean, they got a lot of boundary balls yesterday and they took care of them. So simple as that. Baseball is nothing. I mean, if you take a peek into the Indian camp, I mean, they will have a hearty laugh if you mention about the word baseball. I mean, this baseball are the coinages. But the thing is that if there is a ball there to be hit, they will hit it. That's test cricket. That's top level cricket. India are not concerned about the baseball. India, as Athrev said, India needs to, and they are doing that, playing the ball on merit. If you see Shubman Gill's innings yesterday, I mean, he didn't go for runs. He was drafting it out. He was playing for time. Jasasvi Jaishwal was playing his natural game. So baseball is not a factor as far as India is concerned. They are playing their natural game. They will continue to play their own game, and this baseball thing, and it's not only Jasasvi Jaiswal. This sort of batting we have seen from Virender Sehwag, we have seen from Krishnamachari Srikanth back in the 1980s. So there is nothing new. The coinage is new.
that's true. That's true. But now wrapping up, India start their game in a few minutes. But Shubayan, I know you hate to do this, but predictions: how many runs will India make in the first session?
I think it will be close to 400. It will be close to 400. Let's see.
Close to 400. My goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Devashish Atre, your thoughts? How many runs are coming
100
in?
should be good enough. 100 for one will be very good. I mean, in
Devashish?
this session, the first session, run for
By
what?
the way, I said
Yeah,
about the entire day. I said about the
Yeah,
Yeah,
entire
yeah,
day.
I know.
we got
Yeah,
it.
we get it. Yeah, we get
yes,
it.
we got it. Yes, obviously, I also feel that India will definitely have a lead of more than 200, 250, and fingers crossed. 200s from Indian batters.
Gil and Yashaswi.
But if I could say, I am saying 200s from any two batters. Why are you saying? I am not taking
I'm
any names.
asking you. I'm asking you, who do you want to see the 100 from? Yashasvi,
Acha,
to of
you want
course.
me? Yashasvi as well. And obviously, I would love to see Shreyas Iyer making a statement by scoring 100 and keeping and hitting the critics.
Okay, Shomik, how many runs in the first session?
See, it will depend. If Yashasvi continues, then it could be something around in the 2 hours, 100 runs. If he gets out early, the scoring rate would be a little down. So I'm keeping it between 100 runs and 1 wicket, or 80 odd runs, 2 wickets.
Okay, so that's it from us for this conversation. India start their game soon, so we'll wrap up. Until then, stay tuned to Rev Sports.